New York Attorney General Letitia James is one step closer to seizing Donald Trump's property early next week. She just filed a registration in Westchester County, which is just outside Manhattan, where Donald Trump's Seven Springs property is located and where the Trump National Golf Club Westchester is located. There's also 212 acres of undeveloped land there as well. And by registering the judgment for $464 million with increasing interest, post-judgment interest every day, New York Attorney General Letitia James moves one step closer to being able to seize that property. That's like the prerequisite. This was also reported by Eric Larson over at Bloomberg News right there. At the same time, Donald Trump is whining and complaining, and now Donald Trump is saying it is absolutely impossible to post a bond of this size, which we all know is just completely false. Donald Trump's latest whiny post, and he's done about 50 or 60 of these now, says, even though I did nothing wrong, a radical left New York judge, a true Trump hater, Arthur and Goron, are we all allowed to speak about his unconstitutional gag order? ? Picked a number out of thin air, 355 million plus interest, reminiscence of John Lovett's The Liar on SNL when it was good, and wants me to bond it, which is not possible for bonding companies to do in such a high amount before I can even appeal. He doesn't want you to bond it. The New York state law is that if you want to stay the enforcement of a judgment entered against you, you then have to post a bond equal, slightly more than the amount of the judgment. Judge Goron doesn't want you to bond anything. He doesn't care. He issued a judgment. You have an obligation to post a bond. And you and your lawyer, Alina Habba, have been going around saying how rich you are, how easy it would be to post a bond, how you have so much cash, but you just simply don't want to give it to the court. It goes on to say, and this is what Trump's posting, this is crazy, and crazy's in caps. If I sold assets and then won the appeal, the assets would be forever gone. Also, putting up money before an appeal is, and he puts this in caps, very expensive. When I win the appeal, all that money is gone, and I would have done nothing wrong. The crooked judge, who has already been overturned 4 times on this case, a record, fully understands. It's just, I should just say, nothing that Donald Trump says here is true at all. He goes on to say, he gave us a demand, which he knows is impossible to do. The witch hunt between a bad judge and a corrupt and racist attorney general is horrible for New York. Businesses are fleeing while violent crime flourishes. Election interference. Again, he has a rare way to lie about every single word here. Crime is actually down. Businesses are not fleeing. Trump and Eric were out there saying that they've gotten all of the Trumps, and Alina Habba were saying this, he's a billionaire, they built the skyline, they have all of this money, and now you don't even have the ability to even secure a surety bond because you can't even supply the premium amount. You are whining about that. You don't have the business know-how to even bring together a syndicate of sureties to join together, and you just simply say you don't have the means. And for someone who says you're so rich, this should actually be something that may not be super easy to do, but businesses have put this together before. In New York Attorney General Letitia James' brief, she specifically talks about 7 or 8 cases that she cites where real businesses that have real assets, where there was a judgment, have been able to post surety bonds of $1 billion in cases in order to appeal. And she cites a case involving Apple. She cites a case involving Oracle. She cites a case involving numerous other companies, and their CEOs and board of directors didn't go on social media and post these ranting and raving messages right here. But that's who Donald Trump is. It's all chaos, it's weird, and every single thing he says is a lie. Now, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. If I had just one more hour in my day, I'd spend it with the ones I love the most. A lot of us spend our lives wishing we had more time. The question is, time for what? If time was unlimited, how would you use it? The best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what's important to you and to make it a priority. And look, therapy can help you find what matters to you so you can do more of it. I've personally benefited from therapy myself. It's helped me learn positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. Therapy has empowered us to be the best version of ourselves. And it isn't just for those who experience major trauma, because what you're going through, whatever it is, truly matters. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Give it a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Meidas today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Meidas. BetterHelp.com/Meidas. At the same time, this is all happening. You have Justice Arthur Engoron making an additional ruling about the independent monitor, retired federal judge Barbara Jones, in a new order issued by Justice Arthur Engoron. Federal judge, or retired federal judge Barbara Jones, now has additional powers in her oversight of the Trump organization. Any single time, according to this new order, that Donald Trump makes a financial representation to a third party, every time Donald Trump or the Trump organization discloses its financials, federal judge Barbara Jones, retired federal judge Barbara Jones, will get to look at it. She'll get to review it. She'll get to determine the accuracy of it. She will provide quarterly reports to Justice Arthur Engoron about Donald Trump's businesses. Any type of liquidation by Donald Trump in excess of $5 million, she will have access to, and that will get reported right away. So for those wondering, because Alina Habba recently did not rule out in an interview whether or not Donald Trump will be getting money from Russia or Saudi Arabia, this is something that the Financial Monitor will have access to, because anytime Trump sets up a new account, anytime Donald Trump gets or sets up a new bank account, or money's coming in, retired federal judge Barbara Jones will get access to that. Remember, this is what Alina Habba just said on Fox, where she talked about where she was asked, so is he going to take money from Russia and Saudi Arabia? And Alina Habba doesn't rule that out. I mean, it would be unlawful given the current state of sanctions against Russia for him to do that. Yet she holds open that is a possibility that they're working on, versus just saying, no, here, play this clip.
Is there any effort on the part of your team to secure this money through another country, Saudi Arabia or Russia, as Joy Behar seems to think?
Well, there's rules and regulations that are public. I can't speak about strategy that require certain things, and we have to follow those rules. Like I said, this is manifest injustice. It is impossible. It's an impossibility. I believe they knew that. I think that's why mid-trial, frankly, they changed their ask from $250 million to the ridiculous amount of money that they've asked for. I think everything is done intentionally. I do not doubt that the witch hunt, that the election interference goal is what was ringing steady and loudly and true throughout all these trials, frankly. And we're seeing it. It's the demise of our country, not the demise of Trump. So we'll handle it as we always have, and keep our heads up and keep working hard.
And look, when it comes to Saudi Arabia, I mean, Jared Kushner has received $3 billion from the Saudis, from UAE, and from Qatar. And of course, we know that Donald Trump had given Kushner a position to lead American foreign policy with them, despite Kushner not being able to get any national security clearance at all because of the fact that he could be compromised. And you've had Saudi Arabia's leader, MBS, say that Kushner is in his pocket. So you put all of these pieces together with the Monitor. You put the pieces together with registering in Westchester the judgment. We are on the eve of Donald Trump's assets being taken away. That's why Donald Trump continues to rant and rave. And, Here fundamentally, I think it's just also, exposed in a big way that he does not have the cash. He does not have the business wherewithal. He does not. If you want to ever think about this case itself in New York AG, where Donald Trump was whining and said, this Democratic judge, this, what he called New York Attorney General Letitia James, a racist because it's all protected, because it's all projection. This racist district attorney, this Democratic operative, they've undervalued my great business. I have such a vast business. My balance sheets have so much cash. You don't. You don't, because you are now saying it's impossible to post a surety bond. If you have the cash, it's easy. It's easy to post one, or at least it should be easy to secure a bond. We'll keep you posted every step of the way here on the MeidasTouch Network. I'm Ben Meiselas. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together and have a wonderful day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.